Om Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Vande Guru Parampara Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So in the last class, we discussed, sorry. So in the last class, we discussed what is going on. Everything is other way around, okay? So this is what life is, okay? So in the last class, we discussed Bhaya is samsara. So Bhaya means fear. So fear of what? Losing people, losing object, losing situations. So the sense of loss, that is in a form of fear, that is called samsara. And when a person is free from sense fear, the person is a free person. That is called moksha. That is called happiness, nothing else. In fact, that is called enlightenment. So enlightenment doesn't have an aura behind, okay? It's not like that, okay? That's why nirvana, this Buddha people highlight, Buddhist people, nirvana. What is vana? Vana means dukkha. So there is no dukkham. The one who is free from completely from dukkham is called nirvana. How? This bhayam, how does it come? Just I'm going back, okay? So bhayam, prior to bhayam comes what? Karpanya subhava, karpanyata. So prior to karpanyata, we have what? Lobha. From that prior to lobha, there is moha. Please refer the class, okay? Yesterday class. Just I'm trying to summarize. So first is moha. So moha is what? Moha, that I am having a conclusion that comes from my birth because of my ignorance, that I am insecure. So this is the delusion, this is the conclusion. We all were born. That is what our capital investment, you can say. And with that, what happens? Because of moham, then comes lobham, because there is a conclusion. What is the conclusion? That because I am insecure, I think that my sense of insecurity can be taken by external world. And because of sense of dependence on object and people, I develop the sense of greed. So to grab, if object grab, if people, let me be with the person more and more. Both. Then from lobha, once this sense of grabbing becomes strong in me, then karpanya swabhava comes. So I become a miser, stingy. So I don't want to lose anything. Because I know losing means again fear. So I think grabbing takes care of my sense of fear. That's why you'll find out in many houses, especially you see in India, they have this funny type of grabbing. Any puja room you go, there are many gods. So during this Navaratri time, if you go to anybody's house, it's very confusing. So mother's photo at least will be there 10 to 20. Ganesha, don't ask. Okay. And in incense stick you buy, that incense stick, there will be one photo. They know how to destroy, okay? In that, their name will be there. So that also they keep in the puja room. And there are people I have seen also, matchbox. Hey, you have used matchbox. Why to keep it that matchbox? No, maybe useful. Because that, that thing is that maybe the old one will not work. This one is better. Let me keep it. How many old matchbox people keep it? You cannot think of in the house. And if you don't know, please go to anybody's puja room and check it. Not clean at all. And another thing also, a group of people I have seen, they take away the flowers. Means after the puja flower, the flower will be in the corner of the puja room. Ah, stinks. Why can't they remove it properly, clean it? No. All this called, and this is called not losing karpanya subhav. These are called miserliness. Even if dust from their body will not go out. How? Let me not stretch too much. So this is what is being taught. If a danam, a person does danam, this bhayam is being taken care. And we have seen already the benefits in details. Let me not get into. So keeping with that, verse number 20 highlighted. Yat datavyam iti yaddanam diyate anupakarini deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam srutam. So that means when I give something, I give it a sense of duty. If I don't give, what else to do? It is exactly I am excelling. If I don't excel, what will happen to me? I will die. If I don't go to toilet, what will happen to me? That's why beautifully in India we said, this kuda danam. There is, very nice they put it. All these dustbins in North India, especially say kuda danam. They put as danam means so do danam of your waste products. It's amazing. So it is a duty. You understand? So this is what is supposed to be. And in fact, recently I was going through one beautiful post. So in Hindi, but it will be nice to understand that the post says very nicely, as the number increases with zeros in right side. So zeros other name is called sunam, sunyam, okay? Shunyam means zero. Also shunyam means emptiness, both. So the person writes, look, as the zero increases in the right side of your bank account or wherever, also shunyata, the emptiness increases in within oneself. It's a very nice observation. That's why in India, Indian context, they don't give, like 100 rupees or 1000 rupees or 2000 rupees or 1 lakh, 1 crore, no. So always they will add 1. So 101, 1001. So 1 rupees always they'll add it. I don't know how really. And some people, there is another culture, they will add 8. And some people write 1, not 9. There are different culture. But generally in India, nobody gives, 0. Generally. So the person writes this thing. Why the 1 is being written popularly? Because 1 means ek in Hindi. So ek means 1. But ekka means that, unity, ekata. So ekta bharne ke liye wo language tha. So that means what? As the number increases, so 1 is being added, so that let there be oneness, then let there be unity in me. That should be the purpose of Dana. That was a post I had seen some few days back, which I thought quoting it. However, the concept here is that I need to give because I don't have any reason. It is my duty, nothing else. Secondly, that I give anupakarini without expecting any returns. But the sense of acknowledgement, gratitude is not also part of, it is not anupakarini, this is acceptable. Sense of gratitude, acknowledgement is also comes under that this sattvika dhanam, absolute no problem. Deshe kale, because if not, person will not be motivated, will not understand, or will not be able to, this idatavyam iti concept will not come. Thirdly, right place, right kalam, and patram, the person. This is called Sattvika Dana. Let us look at Rajasika Dana so that it becomes easier, so that we'll complete at least two more if possible today. Yattu pratipakarartham phalam uddisya va punah diyate cha pariklishtham taddanam rajasam smrutam. So it's really beautifully if you look at it. So what is this? When the first Danam especially is being given out of maturity, and of course without any expecting any result or reciprocation, but I can expect some, acknowledgement that is acceptable, or else if I don't, receive the acknowledgement, that means I have given to a wrong person. So that's why I put it this very carefully. Especially if you give something to your child, does child acknowledge? No, birthright. What did my father do for me? What did my mother do for me? Anything and anything you do, still big question mark. That's why you don't give to your child. Child inherits, snatches away everything. Anyway, let us not get into too much. So here he says that yattu tat danam, that danam tuja, which is what? It says pariklishtam diyate. So it is being given, not that it is not given, but it is given with reluctance. So there is some type of reluctance. So reluctantly when you give something. And of course, secondly says beautifully, pratipokarartham, for the sake of something to get back. So that is a return. So that means it's a business oriented, transaction oriented. Va or punah phalam uddisya. So with an expectation of a later result. Smrutam is considered to be a rajasic. If we try to understand this, we can really try to stretch as much as we want. Say, first of all, generally, whenever you do something for your friends, for your colleagues, sometimes for your neighbors. So what is it? Your expectation? If I don't reach now at this moment, how come he or she will reach me? Or because he or she has reached me, let me reach. Let me do. Does it happen or not? It is always reciprocation. Very nicely, some part of India, they have very funny concept, but it's nice. That's why you can understand. In the house, they make some, vegetables and whatnot. So they will send with a vessel. So when they send in a vessel, let us say your neighbor sends. So now what is your job is you cannot give back empty vessel. Not allowed. So what they will do is if nothing is there, at least they'll put some sugar candy and send it. If you cannot cook, so at least put some sugar candy and send it back. It's amazing. So now this danam, is it sattvic danam or rajasic danam? Clear? It is pure transactional. Nothing else. So that is not really great, but at least something is happening. Because here in this danam, there is always phalam uddisya. So that means phalam uddisya means you expect something in return, especially in a materialistic way. So why? Now, very nicely, because let my materialistic things increase. Let my punyam go down. I don't bother. So my present must be more important. That's why if you observe, especially when we give dakshina after any havan and other things, sometimes people make me crazy. Swamiji, no, can you stand this way? Can you stand that way? Do namaskaram, they will make me run around, okay? You understand? Swamiji, whether this is east or this is south, this is that. So you have to go round. But if you observe inevitably, especially when dakshina is being given to the priest, what they do, just observe this point. So they will be facing towards west, and you will be giving the things facing east. So why? Because when you do something facing east, punyam you increase. So all these things are cultural. They don't want to teach Bhagavad Gita in details, but it is part of the culture. How? So here is being said that Danam is must. Why Danam is must? There is one beautiful verse. I think it is worth quoting. Adana doshena bhavet daridra. Beautiful way of looking at it. Adana doshena bhavet daridra. Daridra doshena karoti papam. Daridra doshena karoti papam. Papat अवश्यम नरकम प्रयाति. पापात अवश्यम नरकम प्रयाति. पुनर्दरिद्रः पुनरेव पापी. पुनर्दरिद्रः पुनरेव पापी. So I repeat it twice so that whoever can want to take note, they can. That's right. This is a beautiful way of understanding this cycle. He says, look, a person is considered himself as a papi and is in narakam. So papi means the one who is having full of sense of guilt because of omissions and commissions. I did not do this. I could have done that. Oh, I did wrong things. I did not do right things. So all these omissions, commissions, full sense of guilt, regret, full. And because of which the person is in narakam. So narak means hell, actually called difficult situations. So you are being put in a difficult situation. You are born also in a difficult situation, including your childhood. If your childhood is painful, that means you were a papi. You understand? So all these things matters. So he says beautifully, this is a cycle. How a cycle happens? He says, look, Adhanam doshena bhavet daridra. A person becomes poor. The poverty comes because the person has not given dana. So such a nice way. So Adhanam, not giving, creates a dosha, a defect in me. And because of which I become a daridra, I become a poor. I'm not telling you jokes. You can see for yourself. The more we give, the more we get. The more we hold, the more we suffer. Nothing grows. Stagnant. But the fear is, what will happen to me tomorrow? Why are you bothered about tomorrow? Tomorrow will be taken care. Somebody other will be come forward to take care of you. This is the truth. This is the reality. So he says, Adana doshena daridryam iti daridraha bhavet daridraha, or daridryam, if you say, bhavet daridraha. Then not only that, daridra doshena karoti papam. Because I am a poor person, because of my poverty, I do what? Omissions and commissions. I do all the wrong things. Bubhukshita kimna karoti papam iti. The one who is hungry, not only physically, mentally also, can do anything. So here he says that daridra doshena karoti papam. Can you see? Adana, because of not giving, now I have got a defect. This defect leads to daridra. Now, because I am daridra, poor, now I continue more papa. And of course, papat abashyam narakam prayati. So because of papam, I am going to go to hell. Means a difficult situation, I'll be put into the difficult situation. Now here and also after my death, I'll be born in a difficult situation. There is no choice. Where my parents will not support me, where such surrounding will not support me, to struggle, to get a milk to drink, I have to, as a child, I'll cry. Malnutrition, this, that, all these things will happen. Or I'll have a health problem, this, that. And finally, what happens? Punar daridra, punareva papi. Then again, I become daridra. Then I again become papi. Means I am caught in the cycle of this vicious circle. So that's why here is being said that very nicely, that a person starts giving, and of course, when he gives, not happily, but here is a pariklishtam. Some reluctance is there. Why reluctance here? Because the person does not know the value or importance of dana. That's why we say very carefully, sattvika dana by itself is an end. Whereas rajasika dana is a means to achieve many things. Then you may ask the question, what is tamasika dana? Don't worry, it exists, okay? So let us read what is that. Adesha kale yad danam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkrutama vagyatam tattamasamudahrutam. Very strong word he uses. Yad danam, that danam, diyate, which is given. What says asakrutam? We'll see improperly. So what is that improper? Also we'll see in details. Then he says not only that, avagyatam. So contextually, without acknowledging, without respecting the person. And of course, adesha kale, at the wrong place and wrong time. Cha apatrebhyah, and to honor the person, recipients. Tat danam, udahrutam is called tamasam. Tamasak. I'll give you a beautiful example. First, this comes to my mind, adesha kala. So, wrong place and wrong time. So, which example comes to me? The example that giving charity near the traffic signal is dangerous. That is not the right place. In fact, you create a lot of problem. And you know better all over the world, whether it's India or Italy or anywhere. So those who stand in the traffic post, they are governed by mafias. There is a huge network of mafias. It is being decided where to stand and how much money every day they have to pay to the mafias. You can't stand wherever you want, even if you are, immigrants, illegal immigrants. Of course, in India, let me not get into worst. So, giving charity near the signal is not right at all. And who give? All crazy people give. Especially those who have more sense of it. There are some people, they keep some coins in the car to give near the traffic. I call them mentally sick people. I may be using strong word, but this is the truth, this is the reality. I have tried my best, many methods. Everywhere I have failed. I have so far not come across a single genuine beggar who is begging near the traffic signal. I have followed a lot. I have spent a lot of time. I don't want to get into details. I can talk on this aspect, each experience that I have gone through a lot. How? So, Adesha Kala and also Apatra, all the three perfectly matches this. So, your money goes where? To the mafia for all the wrong things. And they make up. With the makeup, they come and beg. Then later on, what happens? They do shampoo and all these things, then go to the party in the evening. Because they are earning much more money than you. If you look at, especially in Europe, to earn around 200 to 250 per day is nothing. Is it nothing? Means nothing. Their minimum is 50 plus ever. Average 100 euro they will earn every day. Doing nothing. And on that, of course, some percentage will go to the mafia. That's all. In fact, I asked one person in Italy, that fellow was then we are going and, hey, I am seeing you new here. We're standing near a, shopping complex. No, no, no. I just got only this place from yesterday onwards. Because I was seeing some other person, okay? Suddenly I knew person. I got the place yesterday. I said, oh, okay. You understand? So appointment. And not only that, here it says that even if you show this thing, when it is not given asat krutam, even if it is not given to a, let us say, even if it is given to a right person, but if you give in a very wrong way, for example, let us say you understand that anybody is asking for food, is a beggar, they behave like this. But really somebody has lost something, is asking for food, but you don't recognize, you start irritating, hey, you are poor, and you throw something and get out. And this happens mainly in temples, in churches. Sa 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 sa. You understand? Not sar sar. Sa 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 sa. Mama 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 mama. So you want to get rid of that person. You understand? Not that you give there. No, gives happily. Truth. And also after that, you have to have your tissue paper so that if the fellow little bit touches or something, tissue paper or I've seen all these things, okay? He don't give. Have some kindness. First of all, you are doing wrong thing, giving wrong place, wrong person. Even if to give a wrong person in a wrong way is double wrong. Okay, you understand? But what you do? Throw it. They also laugh, don't worry, okay? They are acquainted because after all, if you can take all the shouts from your boss, still you are continuing with the job. So this is much better, don't worry, okay? At least you are not the same boss, it is different people, okay? So after all, this is a profession, okay? So that's why asat krutu means what? So you need to give to deserving person in a deserving way. So in India, there is one organization. So they call as Narayana Seva. It's a very funny Seva, I see. And of course, I respect the organization because they have some good qualities, of course, some bad qualities. Okay, let us not look at the bad qualities, good qualities. So they consider who are the Narayana, mainly lepers. Okay, I don't know. Only so Narayana becomes leprosy people, not other people. I don't know how. This is called wrong side, but good side is. So so each member of the organization they will call Narayana Seva. Means they will invite properly all the lepers. And that day you should see all the leprosy people. Do you know? They have their own agenda. We want this food. If you give some ordinary simple food, not ordinary simple food to the tent, no. We want palak paneer, okay? Not only paneer, okay? That Indian cheese, not only cheese. Cheese and green water, soaked water is not interesting. We need, spinach and that cheese. Means there is a demand. If not, they will not be interested to eat. But at least a good aspect is that at least that moment, they look at these people as a Narayana, even if they create a lot of nuisance. You cannot think of what nuisance they make on that day. Still, people tolerate. So that is what the attitude part I'm highlighting. That when you give, you look at, you have got an opportunity to give. So you are obliged. You are grateful to give. That aspect I like in that organization. Other than that, don't ask me. Okay. So that's why if you observe, including, that's why in we have this Mahabalipuram, Bali Raja. So when Mahabali, that's why he's called Mahabalipuram based on that name. So Bali Raja when gave the charity to, let us say, Lord Vishnu, who came as a dwarf. So he asked only 3 steps. I don't need anything from you, only just 3 steps. The king laughed, what are you talking? Small boy, dwarf, just 3 steps. And of course, that time Shukracharya, the Guru arrived, said, hey, don't do this mistake. You are in trouble. Don't do that. But anyway, because Mahabali is supposed to be one of the most devoted, righteous, let us say, Asura. He has never done wrong. However, then finally Vishnu, what he did? Okay, first step, completed all the earth. So it is believed the first step that is called being put in the earth. And second step is for the antariksha, the entire terrestrial space. That's why the first step, when he took second step, is believed that in Badrinath. So there is a step, little above Badrinath. And completed. So asked, where is my third step? Give me the space, because I have to take 3 steps. Then, of course, Bali understood there is no other space other than keeping the feet on my head, because that ego, ahankar is there. Still, that I have not given you. So please place your feet on my head, on my ego. That's why he bent down with gratitude, with acknowledgement, and Lord Vishnu placed the feet on his head, and still you will believe he's still continuing in the Padalapuram. That is called attitude. So that's why when he said this point very carefully, and here if there is no attitude at all, and of course I am very rude, I don't acknowledge avagyatam because I feel I am the boss. It's like, with this I'll stop it. I am a donor. I am a patron in programs you will see. So if the donor or patron does not get proper seat, you should see how they served. And interestingly, that I see very nicely, carefully, that all these Swamijis nowadays also they do it. So they call meetings. So recently one fellow came to Italy also, some meditation, okay? So donor, patron, special donation, this, that. And they are in the front row, okay, you understand? As though if you do meditation in the front row, so your meditation will be better. If you are in the back row, your meditation will be other way around. Now, if this is the case, I wanted to ask the fellow who did meditation in the front row. One child or a daughter is born from that fellow, idiot. You should see the daughter. She should be the embodiment of meditation because after all, his child spent all the time with him. Let us not get into too much, okay? Tad danam tamasam iti. So that danam is considered as tamasic. More of it we'll discuss. Om Purnamada Purnamitam Purna Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all of you.